Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel for an unboxing video that has been years in the making. It's finally time to unbox this lovely lady. So without further ado, you guys click that thumbnail, you know what's coming. Let's start the video. Alright everybody, so you clicked on that thumbnail, you know exactly what's happening. Today is the day. It's been many years, but you know how they say, everything's worth the wait, things like wine, things age real fine. What? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know if I did that right. But either way, the time has arrived. It is a smart doll unboxing today. A little worse for wears, actually. Look at this. It looks like my box kind of got kicked around a little bit in shipping. That's not any fault of Danny and his team. It's a little bit of the DHL thing. But normally DHL is not that bad. First time I ever got in a box. Hopefully this does not affect anything in today's unboxing video. So I usually give like a whole backstory on this character before I open it up, but you guys already know from clicking on that thumbnail that it is C2 or CC from Code Geass. I have some stories to tell in regards to this, but I know that this doll has waited long enough.
This one's waited long enough.
So why don't we just unbox the video and we'll talk a little bit later. So let's get my trusty little knife out here and we will just... I don't have my other camera, by the way, because it finally broke and crapped out. So you guys are just going to have to settle for me showing it to you after I... you can hear it though, a little ASMR, right? So we are cutting the tape. And, oh, boy, is there a lot of tape on this one. Quite some tape on this one. All right. Now we're on the side where it's a little bit dented in. So I know that you guys know that Code Geass has been an IP by Sunrise and has done a collaboration with smartdoll in the past, where we had 2 versions of Lelouch and 3 releases of Lelouch. I shouldn't say 2 versions. I should more say like there's one Lelouch doll that came with 2 heads. You had the Lelouch head and the Geass head. Then you had 3, I think, separate release dates. And then we had Spinzaku, which is Suzaku Kururugi, his best friend, that got released. And we were supposed to see C2, and C2 just unfortunately took a while before her actual release. Now, as I open the box, you guys know this is what's inside. So we have the lovely smart doll box that says, here we go, keep calm. Carry smart doll. Why can't I get the other loop? There you go. And these are the newer style canvas bags. I said canvas. These are the new style canvas bags. They are not the new. Like, apparently he's reworking them to fit the pair girls, but it's the newest iteration of it where the original one was a little bit starched and it was a little bit harder. And this one is much softer in nature, like kind of like a real canvas kind of thing. So, empty box. Boom. Move that over. And we have this lovely bag with a lovely doll inside. So let's move this and show you guys the lovely sticker. We can always show you lovely sticker a little bit later, but there you go. You see the CC. You see the orange cap. Let's keep it moving. So we take out the box. Ooh, look at that. Lovely box. Gonna move the box off to the side and get to the doll herself, because that is what we guys are really here for and what we're really excited for. Oh, yes. The time has come. She is here, and look guys, you can see it. You can see the marking already through the bag. All right. So we're going to remove this, which we have recently found out from Danny himself in an interview that he did with My Lady Disdain, that this packing is called Poochie Poochie. So we need to take the Poochie Poochie off. First, she's kneeling. I'm going to straighten out the legs. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that nice clicks from the haptic feedback joints. Da-da-da-da. C2. Okay, sliding her out. Oh, there goes the Poochie Poochie. Okay, now you can see her a little bit clearer, but we still have the cellophane packaging, which again, the opening nowadays is on the top. Like, I don't know, I'm not a fan of reaching in and pulling in by her head. I kind of liked it better when the opening was at the bottom by the feet. But, of course, that's Smart Doll Land's choice. There's probably a good reason for the change. It may be something just purely functional, like when they pack the dolls, it's just easier to put them feet first into the bag. I assume that's what it is. But I do, as a consumer, I like pulling her out by her feet. But we will hold her by the shoulders and just gingerly whisk her out of the plastic bag. And oh my god, she is adorable. She looks so good, people. She looks so good. I'm going to show you guys in a second, but I'm taking my first dab, my first look at my lovely lady here. Oh, haptic feedback. Hear that? Oh, some more clicks. Oh, she's so good. She's so good. Now, traditionally on my channel, when I unbox a new girl, she has to pass the sniff test. I know a lot of people make fun of me because of this, and people are going to call me pervy because of this, but when you buy a brand new doll and you spend a few $100s on it, I'm going to savor every last bit of this doll, and new vinyl smell. Ah, yes, I guess I'm a vinyl drug addict. It's exactly what I am. Oh my god, her face is so good. Oh, she looks so good. Oh, you guys see the pictures online, but seeing her, so good. So here's her face. Okay, because she's tall, so let me just kneel her down again. Look at this lovely lady. Look at how good she looks. So cute. Now, the interesting part about this is that she actually has the symbol on her forehead, which when we put on her wig, disappears. You don't see it in the show really either, because what happens is when she gets to that certain state and she uses her powers, it magically appears on her forehead, but it's not normally there all the time. But because this is a doll, there's no way to make it disappear and then reappear, so it's going to be on her head the whole time, but when you put the wig on, you're not going to see it. So what we're going to do now is going to take out the accessory box and see what we got. Oh, I dropped it so far on the floor. Booyah. Smart Doll box. This auto color thing is not working. So when we open up the lovely box here, we get lovely treats inside. So personally, when I purchased this, I got myself a smooth medium bust. Now, it is important to note that the smooth medium bust will not fit on her when she wears her schoolgirl outfit, so we are not going to do that. But you can never have enough of these small medium busts. You can always have more. You never know when a girl wants to upgrade. We got one of these lovely instruction manuals, and on the back, you have the licensing sticker. Very good to have. Officially licensed product from Sunrise. Let's see, moving on. Then we got ourselves a beautiful wig. I can't wait to open up this wig. I'm super excited for this green wig. Then we have the school uniform. Oh, people, this is so good. I can't wait to open this up and go over it with you guys. Then we have the shoes. She's got her black shoes. We'll review this in a close-up. And I ended up buying these, which is the cinnamon bodysuit. Luckily enough, there were still cinnamon bodysuits still in stock. I was very shocked that this was available. I didn't think it was going to be available, but I'm happy I got one. So definitely going to put this on C2. This clothing shouldn't stain because Danny always stain proofs and tests his things, but you can never be too careful, and I'd rather be more cautious than anything. And we got our clickety-click stand. All of this yummy goodness is inside the box. Now, without further ado, we're going to do some close-ups of this lovely lady. So, let's switch over to the table camera. Now that we are back on the table camera, we get a close-up look at C2's face. Look at that face. So gorgeous. This is the direct view. Let's get a close-up of... And we have a little shadow going on here because lighting is bad in this office. So here's her face. Let me see if I can get her in a better lighted avenue. There's the marking right there, as you guys can see. Very lovely. That is the marking for her face. That's when the Code Geass powers kind of like manifest itself onto her. Now, the gorgeous face. This is the straight up view. I love the eye makeup. Check that out, people. Eye makeup looks so good. Now, it is important to note while I zoom in here, you can see the green over there for her eyebrows. Very nice, very nice. And the eyes itself for the doll looking straight at you on the head-on view. So we got a straight head-on view. Very nice. Now we are going to tilt to her right-hand side of her face where we lose some light. That's not good. So it doesn't look like her eyes track you when going to the right-hand side of her face. Doesn't really track very well. But if we go to the left-hand side of her face, also doesn't seem to track. So it looks like she really just likes looking at you head-on. So from below, the kind of looks pretty good looking from below. Head-on view stares into your soul for the head-on view. And then the above view, when she's looking up at you, she still looks at you, which is great. But it turns out that her left to right visual acuities don't really match. So if you were to fight C2 in a battle, you want to run circles around her because she can't track you left or right. She has a hard time seeing. She's very tunnel vision viewed. Not really making fun, but every doll has their own little quirks. Some dolls follow, some dolls don't. And it also depends on the doll that you got. So whoever inputted the eyes into the dolls, depending on how they put them in, and depending on how the eye is created itself, the eyes may not track from left to right. But we get a beautiful head-on view, we get a beautiful looking down on you view, and a very stern looking up at you senpai kind of view. Very, very nice. Oh man, she is gorgeous. Now, checking onto the back, I don't want to ruin her face up, so we don't want to put her too far back. But it looks like we got the sculpt right here, which is Ooh, focused. Please focus. Okay, there we go. Looks like M07 or M01. That could be a 1, that could be a 7, but there's also a little dot here. I don't know. It's like a braille dot, like you can actually feel it. But yeah, that is C2 on a close-up on the table. I really do need to get a much better lighting setup here because sometimes when I move it, you get different kind of views of her face and different lighting and different shading. But that is the lovely C2. So now let's move on to the accessories and check out how they look. Alrighty, everybody. So now we are on the table view to look at the accessories, and boy oh boy, first up on the list, we have the school uniform. Yay! Let's see. Okay, so we're good with the zoom. Alright, so we are going to open this up, check out the school uniform in its entirety, which I'm super excited for. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here it is, the very lovely uniform, and it feels so good. Like the material, top notch. Danny always picks really good material. And we have, let's see, the socks. Deep blue schoolgirl knee-high socks. Nothing too special about this. No white lining, obviously, because if there were to be white lining, it would be a little too bulky and it wouldn't fit. So I'm also assuming that this is stain tested and stain proven. But doesn't matter because we got the suit, the bodysuit. So hopefully if there is a stain, which I'm assuming there isn't, at least the bodysuit shall catch it. Now, looking at the actual outfit itself, this is the back of the outfit. It has a nice little belt that comes around the waist of the coat. Nothing really special here. Underneath the collar, there is nothing there. And the reason why I checked that is because I was just curious if the tie would pop out, but the ties should be in that. Now, figuring out how to open this, do I need to undo the belt? I don't know, actually. Let's take a look. Looks like it's already open. I didn't unbutton this thing, okay? So it was straight from factory, smartdoll land. We're going to undo the 2 buttons here. And that brings out, oh, that brings out like the whole front piece. So this whole front piece is separate. That's interesting. Okay, we're going to move that off to the side. And let's see, I'm assuming this needs to come off. The belt needs to come off to take this off of the jacket. So we're going to do that. We're going to take this little belt out of the loop here. And just like a real belt, we're going to remove this. I don't know if this needs to be done, but I'm going to do it. It's a very simple process. It's not like a very complicated belt. See, there you go. We are going to open up the jacket. Let's take a look at the jacket first. So inside the jacket, we see it white lined. The white line doesn't go all the way down the coat, as you can see here, but all the stitching over here is covered in white where it was stitched. Well, not all of them, I guess. These are the ends? Yeah, these are the ends. I'm sorry. I'm not a seamstress, so I don't know what I'm looking at, but these are the ends of the fabric. So this would prevent from fraying of the fabric, is just sealing it off like that. And the actual stitches here, you can see here, are still gold with the rest of the outfit. Now the white line doesn't go all the way down to the bottom. It's probably because we have the support socket here. So if it was white lined, you can't put the support socket in. Also, the bottom half has flaps. So if it was white lined, the flaps would kind of get away. Now you could make an argument that this part here could be white lined and not this part, and then from here on, but there's probably a good reason for that. I remember talking with Danny once that it's a little hard to white line things, only because the difficulty of putting it on is not there, but it adds more bulk to the doll. So it may not, like when you close it up and put it on the doll, it may look too bulky or may not fit properly with that lining on the inside. So it's probably why some areas have been omitted. But during this part, this bottom part, you are covered by the white blouse or the dress shirt that's inside and the skirt itself. So this is pretty much negligible and doesn't need to be white lined. But then you run into the thing of, then why is the rest of this? Honestly, don't know. And the white line doesn't go all the way into the sleeves. As you can see here, it kind of just ends at that point. Again, it's probably not white lined in the sleeves because you need as much space as possible for the garment to fill in with the doll's body without it becoming too bulky. So we're going to move this off to the side. Back to the regular outfit or the inners. So we have the skirt. And you can already see white lined on the inside. It looks like there's one button here. Oh, an extra button. So it looks like one gold button here, which I'm assuming this is the back of the skirt. As we open up, all white lined. Look at that. Very nice. All white lined on the skirt. I'm going to move the skirt out of the way. Then we have the dress shirt itself, or the blouse. For men, it's called dress shirt. I think for women, it's called a blouse, right? These are open for the sleeves. I don't know if that's on purpose or not. I think it's on purpose just to make it easier for you to put the sleeves on. Also, I don't remember from the anime if she actually buttoned her sleeve. She might not have. So we'll just see as we put on the outfit. Now the tie itself, which I'm assuming, we go to the back, should have some kind of a clip or something. No, no clip. Okay, so then how does this actually... Oh, I guess you just slide it on. So we're going to take this and slide it off. Oh yeah, look at that. So let me see. If I remember this correctly, if you pull on this, oh, it doesn't work. So on a normal tie, if you pull on this, the neckline will get smaller. But it looks like this is just shown to be the exact shape of C2's neck. So that's interesting. Remember, when you put this on, the doll's head can't be on, obviously. Now the dress shirt itself, this is very reminiscent of the dress shirt that my Kizuna wears. It looks almost the same. Is there a support socket hole? Yes, support socket hole. So this might be the same that Lelouch wears and Suzaku wears, or that the original button-down dress shirt from smartdoll has. So lovely. And I think that's everything. Oh no, I lied. The shoes. The shoes. Now, opening the shoes. Putting the bag aside, these are the shoes. Very nice. Now you can see on the inside, there is no lining. So unlike the original shoes from Culture Japan, like the school shoes that were the brown loafers, this has no lining where the brown loafers did. The heel is actually empty and vinyl. And if we take a closer look, the whole shoe is. So this whole shoe is actually not leather. This is vinyl. If I'm feeling this right. Put my finger in there. Yeah. So the whole shoe is actually a vinyl shoe. I have one pair of vinyl shoes, and they are very nice shoes, but you can really tell that they're vinyl. For whatever reason, this one actually looked like it was leather. When I took it out, I was like, oh, this is leather. And it sort of kind of feels like leather, like the fake one, like pleather. But actually, this whole thing is vinyl. So this is one big vinyl shoe. It's a little bit of a stain, like watermark stain here. We can clean that off later. But it's a full-on vinyl shoe. Nothing on the inside. So I guess if you really wanted to, C2 can have a secret compartment down here by the heel. And if you wanted to hide some goodies in there, you could. But that is the shoes in a nutshell. So we got the shoes and an extra button just in case we lose a button on the dress shirt, which is really nice touch because even if you do lose it or not, when you buy dress shirts, at least as a man, I don't know if women do the same thing, but you get an extra button. So it's kind of nice. Makes it feel more human. Then we got this lovely wig. So we're going to take this out. There really isn't much to unbox when showing you guys a wig. I'm just literally going to take it out for you guys so you can see its natural color outside of being wrapped in plastic. Oh, so good. Look at this. It's beautiful. All right, we're going to take that off here. Look at the color of this wig. The way the green shines. This is so nice. I can't wait to put this on the doll. So that's everything that we got. So let's go back to the main camera, people. Okay, everybody, we are back on the main camera, and C2 is standing all on her own. Very, very beautiful. The face, I'm super excited about. I'm super excited about the uniform and everything so far. So why don't we get her dressed? And I want to... I don't recommend you guys do this at home, but if you want to, you can. Look at this haptic feedback system. Okay, I'm holding her from here, and she is not bending over. Most dolls would have already collapsed under their own weight, but this Evolve frame, nope, doesn't. Now, if I did anything to break my doll by doing that's my own damn fault. But I just thought it was super cool that that's how good the joints are. So, without further ado, we're going to do a little YouTube magic. And we are going to dress her up off camera and bring her back when she's all ready. You ready for that? Okay, we are back. And that YouTube magic definitely helped because look at the very, very gorgeous C2. Oh, she looks amazing, people. So good. So the the trials and tribulations of dressing a doll. Let's see. Let's move her a little closer to you guys. So you guys get a much better look at her. Just want to adjust the stand so she doesn't fall over. Okay, she should be good. Okay, so there's C2. Very beautiful, very lovely girl. I'm so happy that she's here. So, couple pointers. Her uniform, just like I suspected, super tight. Good thing that there's no inner lining in some areas because then the jacket probably wouldn't have fit. If you are an individual that decided to buy C2 from smartdoll and, like me, decided to buy the bodysuit, there are a couple words of warning. The bodysuit works well with the Evolve system, but not so much with this outfit. So a couple important things to note. The jacket and the inner shirt, like the blouse, combined is already tight. But if you put the bodysuit underneath, adding that extra layer, so now you have bodysuit, white lining, white shirt, and jacket, it was very hard to get this on. It probably would have been much easier if I didn't have the bodysuit underneath, but I wanted to make sure that she was protected in case of anything. And if I were to change her outfit into any other outfit from a different doll company, it will still protect her from any stains. So just might as well just get it all done in one shot. It is rather tough though to get this outfit on with the bodysuit because the doll is considerably much thicker, like space-wise, I guess you could say. Now, the only problem I see this working with the Evolve system is obviously with the original Smart Doll or classic body for the original frame, the wrist joints. You could take the extra pieces of the fabric for the bodysuit and shove it into the forearm, and then the peg for the wrist, that's kind of like a cylinder thing. Like when it goes into the okay, that looks wrong. When it goes over into the peg inside the forearm or the forearm area, it had no problems. But with this one, because the newer Evolve system, the pipe that goes into the forearm is much bigger than the original one. Like it takes up a lot more space. You can't stuff the extra cloth from the bodysuit into the forearm anymore. So what I did in order to make this work was I took all that excess fabric and covered over the wrist joint, and then took the hand off and then covered over the little peg that's inside the hand. Now, all the excess fabric that is there, I just kind of pinched it at the wrist and then pulled all the extra in the front and then shoved that extra fabric into the hand part while holding tightly onto the wrist and then kind of like wiggling the hand on so that all that extra fabric doesn't get pushed back against the wrist and look unsightly. They kind of like stay inside the hand. Other than that, the bodysuit works absolutely fine on her. It's just that wrist joint area that is completely different. Now, obviously, the excess fabric for the feet area, that just covers and you can just tuck it into the sock. Not a big deal. It doesn't it may seem like it throws her off balance, but it really doesn't because all that extra fabric just kind of gets pushed off to the side. Another note is that with these shoes, because it's fully vinyl and it's not the original school loafers that came with the very first Mirai and Kizuna and stuff like that, putting her feet in was much, much easier. You used to have to do a little squish, squish, squish.
So what you may want to do is push down the back over here a little bit, just squish it down a little bit and give it a little bit of a squish, make it a little bit soft.
Like on the back heel in order to fit the foot in because it was very stiff. I do have to say that the vinyl shoes fit her like a glove, much better. And much easier to put on than it was for the original leather. Now, don't get me wrong, people. Don't get me wrong. I love Danny's like leather shoes, like all of them. Any shoes he makes in complete leather, I love it. Hands down, my favorite shoes. I buy it every time. If they have the Chaos for the leather shoes out of it, I always buy it. If I have extra money, of course. But I always try to buy it as best as I can, and I've gotten a couple shoes from there. I love Smart Doll's leather shoes. So when I say these vinyl shoes were nice, they were nice. But please don't replace the leather. The leather shoes or the pleather shoes, whatever you're using, Danny, I love those shoes so much. But I do have to say, and I will give credit where credit is due, these vinyl shoes fit her like a glove. They are fantastic. Would I have preferred them in leather? Sure. But it's not a deal breaker. I mean, they still look absolutely fabulous regardless of if they're leather or vinyl. So I'm content. I'm happy. Other things is the skirt for the outfit. It felt a little loose when I put it on because it doesn't really I don't know how to say it properly. It doesn't hover over the hips in the way that I would expect it to. At first, it seemed really loose, and I thought I was doing something wrong. But in actuality, you're not. Once you put on the skirt, you just let it hang like normal. But then when you put the jacket on, and then especially when you put the jacket on and then the stand, what you do is you just tuff it. You just pull the skirt down as far as it goes, and then you level it as best as you can, coming out of the jacket, and then it fits properly. So if she's wearing the skirt with the blouse with no jacket on, it will look a little awkward. It won't look right because of the way that the skirt is designed to hover over the hips rather than hug around the hips as if it was a standalone skirt with, nothing was supposed to cover it. So if you were to dress her up in just the blouse and the skirt, I think it looks a little unsightly because it just wasn't designed to be worn that way. It was designed to be worn with the jacket. So once you put the jacket on over the skirt, fantastic. It looks great because that's the way it was intended to be. You know, some people like to say like, oh, well, you know, the jacket should be optional because in the TV show, they don't always wear the jacket. I don't know, actually. It's been a while since I've watched the show. I don't know if I've ever seen them wear their school uniforms without the jacket. So who knows? But either way, it looks amazing. It looks absolutely amazing. So the jacket sleeve is very, very tough. So if you've bought anything from smartdoll, like for instance, the Solar Marine outfits, then you're used to how tight the fitment is on the jackets because it's the same thing with the Solar Marine outfits. It's very tight when you're getting it on, but once you get it on, you're golden. I do want to dress her up in other outfits, but for right now, she just looks absolutely fantastic in her school uniform. I really, really like it. And I went the added extra step to remove her eyes and put in the new these new earrings here. They are from Kitten Cat Shop. They are just pink studs for now. I might put in something else later, but do be warned, if you do take out her eyes in order to put in the earrings, you might mess up the placement of her eyes. Danny, you can correct me if I'm wrong, maybe if you're watching this video. I don't know if I put the eyes in back up right, because when I was looking at it, she seemed a little cockeyed, like it looked a little off. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Tell me in the comment section down below, does her eyes look like they're in the right place? Because putting them back in is always hard, because I don't have that magic touch like the staff of Culture Japan in putting eyes in. Also, the cradle inside of her head, the cradle has, what's it called? It's a little bit bigger than the opening of her head. So when you put it in, you kind of have to like move it diagonal or sideways in order to pull it out. If there's a way to pull it just straight out, then I don't know, because it kept getting caught by the rim of the head cap. But other than that, it was great. It was fine. Like I put in the earrings, no problem. Kitten Cat Shop makes some fantastic magnetic earrings. So once those magnets are in, I can always change out what earrings she's wearing. Right now, she's just wearing the pink studs, which I think look good with the green wig. And speaking of, this green wig is amazing. We've seen it in pictures so many times on Danny Choo stories, and now I have it in person, and I absolutely love this wig. I want to know if there's any way to get a second one, because I would love another one of these to put on a different doll, because this wig is amazing. It looks so good. I'm super excited to have C2 in my home, in my collection, and we are going to take her out for some photos and do a photo shoot with her. Anything else I want to mention? As for the doll, no. Haptic feedback for the Evol system, everything works perfectly fine. The wig, surprisingly enough, this is one of the easiest wigs I've ever put on a doll from smartdoll, aside from the original Mirai and Kizuna, because usually they've been getting tighter and tighter, so that the wig fits better and it holds its shape better onto the doll and it doesn't fly off. But for some reason with C2, I had no problems whatsoever sliding her hair on. So kudos to that. And then obviously her little marking is inside, like underneath the bangs of her head. And there's not much styling that you need to do. So some dolls, sometimes because it's been sitting in the packaging for so long, you may need to like move it around or like kind of like figure out a way to style the hair. But her hair, mwah, chef's kiss, bellissima. I put it on, everything just came out right. Like, so I'm super excited for that. And the fitment, you could see on this, look at this school uniform, look at the fitment. It is so skin tight and it's so form fitting. It really flatters the form of the doll itself. Very, very good job. Kudos to Danny and his team. Well worth the wait for C2. So that really ends up today's unboxing video of C2. So before I let you guys go, I did mention I will give a little story based on C2. Now, usually in my videos, I give this story at the very beginning before I even open the box. But I decided not to do it this time around because we've been waiting for this girl since 2018? I think it is, that we heard about her announcement. And she is finally here in 2023. So it did take 5 years of R&D and stuff like that in order to get her out and ready for production and shipped to everybody's homes. And I have to say, it is well worth the wait. She is amazing. So Danny Choo did mention in his tweet, and if you look at C2's page on the website, that there are some contributors, I don't even know how to say it right, to the design of C2, including myself, Puppy52, and another individual who I don't really know or familiar with their work, but their name is Kuma Kuma, if I'm not mistaken. Kuma Kuma. So I don't know what Kuma Kuma did in relevance to contributing to the doll. I'll let Kuma Kuma say that if they want to on their own social media platforms. Same thing with Puppy52. I don't know what Puppy52 donated to the doll, but if I were to guess, because I know I'm familiar with Puppy52's work, is probably the outfit. She probably had a big hand in creating this outfit, so big ups to you, Puppy52, if I got it right. And then there's me, which is a little bit of an oddball, right? Because the other two, they have some creativity. Me, I have no creativity whatsoever. I don't know how to make anything look good or do anything. But I was lucky enough to be a part of C2's creation. Now, I asked Danny Choo about how much of my contribution I can talk about or disclose to you guys, and he's given me some pointers or some groundwork that he's laid out on what I can reveal. So I can reveal I am a collaborator. I have worked on this doll with Danny Choo since, well, not since the very beginning of the announcement in 2018. I was brought into the project a little bit later. It was during the COVID times. So probably around like 2020 is when I actually started contributing to the creation of this lovely doll. Now, it goes without saying that obviously Danny Choo himself and his team at Culture Japan did all the heavy lifting and did all the creativity work for this doll. I do not want to take away any credit from those that are involved. It's all due in part from Danny and his team for the loveliness of this doll, for the hours spent for the research and development to get this doll just right. They deserve all the accolades. Myself, Puppy, and Kuma, we all contributed to the creation of this doll as well, but it could not be stressed enough that the beauty and the elegance of this doll is all due 98%, let's say 97% of this doll is all Danny and his team. I contributed 1%, and I assume that the other two contributed 1%. If they contributed more, fine. But I believe my contributions to this project was probably around the 1% line, because I can't sculpt, I can't draw, I can't sew, I can't do anything for the creation of this doll. So what my contribution was just is artistic view, I guess you could say. I was essentially asked to look at different prototypes of C2 and give my feedback on how she should look. I was also asked to provide screenshots or pictures of C2 that I thought that captured her essence or her actual look, that when fans look at her, they can instantly recognize that it's C2. So I did that. So I was privy throughout the years to see multiple prototype versions of what C2 was going to look like. I can't share that with you guys because all that stuff is on the hush hush. It's on the R&D kind of level. I can't tell you what was changed from the original because that was all part of the private conversations that was going on between me and the team. But what I can say is that I was just involved. I saw a bunch of prototypes. I gave my 2 cents on what I thought would need to be changed or could be changed or what parts could be tweaked. And it was very hard. It was very hard not to say anything, especially like during my videos or doing whatever. It's easy to not say anything about working on a hush-hush project like this. But when individuals confront me directly, like I'm face-to-face with a person, they're like, hey, what do you think of C2? How do you think she's going to look? And when is she going to... like it's hard not to say because I'm usually an honest kind of guy. Like I don't lie, I don't do, any of that stuff. But like it's like I kind of had to be like I just kind of said I don't know. I have no idea what's going on, which is a little bit of a white lie, I know, but like when you're part of something special like this, you want to make sure that you do your due diligence to keep everything confidential and respect the wishes of the creators, the IPs, and everybody involved. So it was very hard not to be like, hey guys, check this out, or hey guys, look at this awesome thing. But I managed to pull through and I made it through there, and we have a very, very lovely doll. So amongst the different prototypes that were around, looking at the different ways that she could look, I have to say that a lot of them, and no, I shouldn't say a lot of them, I should say all the prototypes were beautiful and all of them looked like C2. The only differences between all the different prototypes that were out there was what essence of C2 did we want consumers to see, like what side of her. And when you watch the first season and the second season of C2, she doesn't have too many expressions. Like a lot of her expressions are just like kind of like a sneering look or a very sharp look or an uninterested look. She rarely ever smiles, although she does in the show. She rarely ever smiles. So having something of her a more uppity and happy looking, I felt didn't really lend to what C2 always looks like or what she's always captured in. And then if you look at a lot of promotional materials like posters, statues, Figmas of C2, she usually always have that same face with the sharp eyes and like, I don't know what to say. It's like, is it like a cooing kind of mouth motion or like some kind of like uninterested kind of look to her, but also stern? It was really weird trying to convey all this to the team and to Danny and trying to see like, what is this? What is that? How is it going to be? But ultimately, this is what she came out to be, and this is what she looks like. And I'm very happy with the turnout, and I'm super stoked that everybody that's been waiting all this time to get their hands on C2, from what I can tell so far, at least from Instagram posts, Facebook groups, and X or Twitter posts, it looks like everybody that did receive her is very happy. I haven't seen any negativity as of yet of people being like, I wanted her and I couldn't get her, she was sold out. I think Danny and his team did a very good job of setting expectations that the first batch of her is going to be for regular buyers. And to my understanding, on the day of, it seemed like she was available to purchase all throughout that first batch session. Like however long that session lasted for regular purchasers, she was still available, which was surprising because I thought she would sell out like almost instantly. But Danny and his team must have done something within the logistics to make sure that all regular customers from smartdoll were able to get their hands on one. Now, if you're a new fan to smartdoll or you're brand new to the brand, unfortunately, you were part of that second batch of release where it was a crazy click war. And I heard that second release went by really fast. Whereas the first batch was like a timed release. It was from X amount of time to X amount of time, which I think, as I counted, was maybe 20 minutes to half an hour for that first half of it. And then when it was open to the public, that's when it sold out. That's when she sold out maybe around like 2 minutes or 3 minutes. She sold out really fast when she was let loose to the public. So I'm hoping that everyone that is a regular customer that has been following and listening in for any hints whatsoever about C2 releasing was able to get their doll. I really hope you were. And if you weren't, I'm sorry. It's unfortunate, but Danny and his team tried their best to make sure that at least everybody got a chance. Whether or not C2 will get other releases, so we had Lelouch with 3 actual separate releases. Suzaku only had 1 release, and C2 only had technically 1 release. If you include batch 1 and 2, it's 2 releases, I guess. But it was really just all within a day, all within an hour. So it's really just 1 release. I would like to hope that the popularity of C2 is so high that she would be just as lucky to get a second and or third release from Code Geass, from smartdoll. But if it were to happen, I'm not saying that it will. I'm just saying if it were to happen, I think it only fair that Suzaku get a second release first. But then again, you never know, because I don't know how far in the back burner the boy bodies are from having another release. So that may not be possible. I also don't know what the licensing agreement or between Sunrise and smartdoll is. This might just be the final batch and we're just not getting anything anymore. I honestly don't know. But if we are lucky and if Sunrise is willing and Danny and his team is willing, we might get a second release of C2 or Suzaku. But we honestly don't know. This is the speculation zone of this unboxing video. So I will end the video at that note. I hope you guys really enjoyed her. I am so happy to be a part, and I'm so honored to be asked to be a helping contributor and a collaborator in creating this wonderfully beautiful doll. And in the grand scheme of things, of the entire creation from conception to final product, maybe my contributions is not that great. Like if you really block it out in percentages, it's probably maybe 1% or something that I actually contributed. But to me, it was the whole world. Like I feel like I won the Super Bowl. Like and I'm going to Disneyland. Like never in my life have I ever been a part of the creation of something, or I should say a product. Obviously I was involved in the creation of my kids, but when creating a consumer product, let's put it that way, creating a consumer product, I've never been asked to be a part of something, and this meant the world to me. I can't stress enough my thanks to Danny Choo and his team for allowing me to have some kind of a creative input into the creation of this doll, and I couldn't be happier. So on that note, thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you found it informative. And this obviously will not be the last that you guys see of C2. I'm going to go out right now and go do a photo shoot. So stick to my Instagram to see pictures of the photo shoot coming to you. Thanks everybody. Bye.
To get by.